That's it.
How's your week going? The week that's just starting, because our episodes are off on Mondays, George. $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
But life is life's good, man. 2025's been chaotic.
Yeah, I feel like it's just blended from the hectic end to 24, and then it's just started again in 25.
There's a lot happening. But yeah, all in all, going well.
Excellent. I found that I've been doing a lot more of the groundwork than ever before.
Why?
It's part of some of our projects require me to get a bit more involved at the moment. So I am doing that, and restructuring internally with the company as well. So that's been a transition period. So I've transitioned to CEO, bitch, of the company. Yep, bitch. I've transitioned to that role, and I've put on a GM at the business, which has been great, but it's also meant that he had to bring him up to speed to do the things I used to be doing, but it's also, we've had a couple of projects that just need my attention to get them across the line. So sometimes in your business, I find that you're going to need to not take a step back, but get your hands dirty. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you can have that level of arrogance, as a small business owner, which the majority of everyone listening here would be. Have that level of arrogance where you go, nah, that's not my job anymore. Do you agree with that?
Me?
Yeah. I think sometimes you're going to have to check the ad. You're going to have to do the ad. You know what I mean? Or for me, in my case, I'm going to have to call the contract. I'm going to have to order material. I'm going to have to write a purchase order or a contract or whatever it might be, or process an invoice. Like my accounts girl, my PA, has been away for the last 2 weeks. And that has meant a massive hole in our processing of accounts. So I've had to not only process invoices myself, had to hand pass others to the team and get them to come on board and do all that sort of stuff too. So it's the challenges of business. You have to get your hands dirty sometimes. You can't just always sit back and go, no, I'm the CEO now. I only go for coffees and, do high level shit.
Yeah. But does that also mean that you're not busy enough?
What do you mean?
Like in the sense of, if you can, do you think Elon Musk stops and does accounts if the accounts goes away?
No, of course not. But you're talking about a different scale.
Of course, yeah. But I like to compare things in extremes, right? And it's like, do you think someone at that level does that? Well, he's like, fuck the accounts. I've got to do this CEO shit.
I get that. Yeah, the alternative is for me to have a big enough team to be able to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the problem with small business owners. And often they get in their own way too. That's why it's so hard for them to put on people. You go, I can process this invoice. Why would I pay someone $80,000 a year to just do accounts? I can do it. Why would I pay a GM 150, 200, 300 grand a year when I can just get in the business? So it's, getting out of your own way. I have been doing some CEO shit throughout we've been back 2 weeks now.
Okay, look, so what's I guess, and even obviously it's still fresh, but what are some of the things that you want to start doing that you weren't doing previously? Like now, with the extra time that you're getting, what are some of the things that you're going to focus on?
Well, for me, it's now. We spoke about this the other day, and
about
hitting this. No, not on the podcast, just outside of the podcast. And we do have conversations from time to time.
I think we should record all the conversations.
We go to jail. Yeah, not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
You hit the ceiling sometimes in your business. And it's like you get to that point and you go, it could be in revenue, it could be in delivered work, whatever it is. You just hit that ceiling and it's like, where that glass ceiling, it's there and you want to break through it. But you get to that point and then you might come down a bit and then you get to that point again. You have a really, really busy year, get to that point, might go a little bit above it, but then, you sort of just hover and continue along that norm and it becomes the new norm. So for me, in that CEO role, I really want to break that ceiling and push through and go, okay, well, how does this turn from an 8-figure business? It's still 8-figure, but high 8 figures. How do you go and turn over 20, multiple 30, 40, $50 million a year? What does that look like? And it's not necessarily saying I want to build a $100 million company, but it's also saying, well, exactly. Why not? Why not? Why am I putting that limiting belief on me? Why am I saying, well, okay, you can still be a luxury home builder turning over $100 million
Yeah.
or $50 million or whatever it might be. Why don't I just go in to start building 2-rack mansions?
Yeah, and
Or
you can also
down-
look at it like, what's the overall spend in this space? Like,
Yes.
what's our total market cap?
That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
How many people are actually building at this level?
Mm.
And how much dollars go into this every year? And I'm sure if you looked into it and got the data, I don't know where you get it from, but if you got the data, you'd probably find that it's a fucking very large amount.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it'd be
Without a
like-
doubt. Go for a
and then-
drive in some of those suburbs. Go to Sorrento, go to Toorak, go to some of these affluent areas. They're not spending, $2-3 million on their home. They're spending $15-20 million on a build, and there's no expense spared.
That's insanity.
It is full on. I know someone that did that, and they built a $20 million home. Not with me, but we know them quite well. And it's just next level. It's next level shit. Very exciting. But so for myself, that's where I'm at the moment.
What
Even
areas?
yesterday.
Areas in
With
Melbourne?
what?
Are they like those types of homes?
Predominantly Toorak, but you'd be going those sorts of areas. Yeah, Toorak, I'd say down Sorrento. There's probably other areas, Mansfield as well, like some not rural, sort of countryside areas too, where they'll buy land and they just want to build a mansion on it. It really comes down to the individual. They don't look at going, oh, I'm going to overinvest in this area. They're just like, no.
Yeah, but
I'm going to spend this money because this is what I want to spend.
particular. Like, have you looked at? I was looking at the other day. I was looking at homes in Noosa,
Mm.
and it's like 15 mil for like a nice. Don't get me wrong, like a very nice house
To
but
buy.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
but like
That's different from build cost.
yeah, but hear me out. It was like, this is it. Like for 15 mil, like this is all I'm getting. Like, take this house and put it into a
Another
suburb in like Melbourne, anywhere, like an outer suburb, and it might be 1.2. Do you know what I mean? 1.3, maybe 1.5. Like, it was a decent house.
So you're paying for the location.
Yeah, but I was like, man, like that much?
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're paying 15 mil to live in this nice 4-bedroom house, double story. It's decent. It's got a pool and I don't know. But like, it's not like, I wouldn't walk in there and think,
This is 15.
this is 15.
You get so much more money, like value for money. And I'm massive on that sort of stuff too. I look at that and I'm like, man, I'm not going to spend that sort of coin here when I can go and spend something else and gets better.
Yeah, I was
Or
blown away.
somewhere
I
else,
was
sorry.
like, man, like, I've never been to Noosa. But I was quite taken aback. I was like, this is, and like, one sold. And I was like, who's first of all, this
There's
is
demand for it then.
insane. The price, like the price level is insane. But secondly, who the fuck's buying this shit? Do you know what I mean? Who's came and sat there? Oh yeah, this house. Okay, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I'll spend 15 mil. It's like, who are you, man? What do you do? How do you get those people?
Yeah. Maybe he bought it just to knock it down and build whatever the hell he wants. Could be that could be an option for him too. So yeah, reaching out and approaching those people, getting in touch with those people. Yesterday we spoke a little bit about, on the weekend we spoke about SEO and what that looks like and starting to incorporate that into the business and how we can drive traffic and actually have strategic processes in place. In the past, I've often relied, and many business owners and many builders do this, they rely on referrals and repeat work and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, cool, turn the tap on and get me more referrals right now.
You can't.
You can't. Okay, cool. Turn it off or tighten it up because you've got too much work. Stop the referrals from coming in. You can't.
No control.
It's not a metric that you can measure or control. Whereas when you start doing things like your SEO, your branding, your marketing, your digital ads, they are all factors you can control.
And yeah, but it's harder.
It is harder.
It takes time to build a
It takes time. It takes time. But it's also,
you need this.
it's all, and money. Like a lot of people are fearful of spending the money. We looked at it like now I've picked up a bit of money on a particular project and I'm like, okay, I could very easily just pocket that. Just put it in my pocket and go, cool, I just made an extra X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
Or I can go and get taxed on it. Okay. Or I can go, well, hang on, how about I take a portion of that money or all of that money and go, here you go, Robbie, go do this.
Yeah. Let's go down this strategy.
Let's go
strategy.
exactly. And you said it the other day, and I've said this to many people as well. And the beauty about what we're going to do by going down this path, because I'm going to do the SEO, we'll roll it out this month. It's like, I'll be then able to sit there and show the actual metrics and go, here's day one, and here's day 365.
Yeah. And
Okay,
here's the
and look
increase.
at the inquiries. Look at the inquiries. Now, who would like to know how much money I spent? If I spent this much money. Now, who would like to know how many projects I spent? How many projects I won?
Yeah.
Here. Now, who would like to know my gross profit for each of those projects and then verse what I spent? Okay. And then just go, if each and every one of you as a business owner doesn't stand up right now and go to that back of the room and just go, here, Robbie, take all my fucking money, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes you need, I think sometimes people need that. But they're fearful. Could I ask you a question?
Careful.
I'll ask you,
Definitely.
would SEO not work?
Would it not work?
Yes. So if I invested,
What does that mean?
so let's just say,
Like for your position?
no, don't talk about me. Let's just talk about some guy comes up to the back of the room and he goes, look, I want to buy 12 months. I want to commit to 12 months right now. It's going to cost me whatever it's going to cost me, 40 grand.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's 40 grand check.
Yeah.
It's a check, not EFT. They're going to write a check for you. Have you ever received a check before?
I mean,
I'm going to write you one. I'm actually going to write you a check.
do you have a checkbook?
Fuck no.
How old are you?
I'm 40.
Can you burn me a CD of how to buy chats?
Do you know the only reason?
Checkbook.
I'll tell you. This one time, I got a fine from council, and it was because there was some mud on the road from outside one of my construction sites. I'm like, fuck these guys, right? Because you could pay via EFT, by credit card, or by check. I'm like, fuck these guys. So I wrote them a check and I posted it to them. So they would have to go to the bank. So someone, obviously some fucking Gen Z would open that up and go, well, someone just sent us a piece of paper with numbers on it. What do I do? And then there'd be a massive meltdown. I just imagine a massive meltdown at the council. They're all like, what the fuck, a check? What's this? What do we do with this? And then they have to go get it stamped and authorized. And it probably cost them $10,000 to go get that check processed.
Yeah, because I got no idea.
I had no idea.
Old
So
stress.
that made me happy. So it's the only check I've written in my business in 10 years. The only check I've ever written. But I'll write you one. So he comes back room, gives you a check and says, cool, let's commit to 12 months.
Mm.
Is it a risk that the SEO won't work for him?
Okay, so
I know what I kind of know what you're saying, but and for those of you that don't know what SEO is, search engine optimization, the best way I've heard it explained to me was effectively driving how you drive traffic to your website.
Yeah.
How you get eyeballs and people onto your website. Cool.
So, to answer your question, did the SEO work? Did your traffic go up?
Yes.
It will. It
Yes.
always will. Almost, unless it's as long as you're doing the SEO properly, which by the way, most people, I've known of people not to have done it properly.
Okay. So that's a risk there.
There is
a risk.
So you need to understand it.
That's right. So there is a risk that if you do employ someone, not yourself, but someone, and say, here, do the SEO, that they may not do it properly or as good as other companies.
Yeah. You know what we do? I think we do really well. We educate. So I tell
agree.
people what to look for. I say, hey man, listen, come here. I need you to understand this. Because two things. One, you're going to see the value we're doing. And two, you need to understand this as a business owner, just have an overall understanding and know what to look for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even, I say, just like you know your numbers, right? Like, you look at your business and you look at a P&L and a P&L, like a profit and loss statement, and you understand it. Are you an accountant? No. Do you do your accounting?
You do your best. No.
But you understand it. I need you to be the same thing here. I don't want you to do your SEO. I don't want you to come in and create your own ads or write copy, but I need you to look at it and understand it. I need you to look at the numbers, look at the data, look at the dashboards, and understand what is happening overall. SEO has one purpose. Yeah. It drives traffic. That's its goal. We are letting people find us. Does it guarantee you leads? No, because there's other factors. Does your website convert well? Are your foundations set right? Are you providing a good quality of service? Like, are people seeing you, finding you, inquiring, looking on your website, and then speaking to someone and that person saying, I wouldn't use them? You know what I mean? Is there something that's deterring people away? Are they jumping on your website, finding you, and they're not in a position where they're ready to proceed? Are you ranking for the right keywords? Do you know what I mean? I've seen people where they're like, oh, look, I had someone doing SEO for me and we're ranking for where are we? Albert Park. Luxury builder Albert Park. Okay. And then I'm like, okay, there's no volume. Like no one is searching luxury builder. So yeah, when you search it, you first, but no one's looking. So you're like a billboard in the desert, right?
Yeah.
And we use that analogy at the events. And it's like, you need to be ranking for the right things. You need to, our process that we do is we call it, it's 3 steps. It's foundations, traffic, convert, right? It's like, get your shit right. Website nice and clean, testimonials, social proof, have all that in place, then get traffic and then focus on the conversion. And conversion is 2 steps. 1, we need to get them to convert from an online viewer to a lead. And then the next step is a lead to a paying customer. You know what I mean? And does it guarantee you're going to have success? No. But can you guarantee traffic? 100% if you do it properly.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's also a no-brainer. It also comes down to you being able to sell, because you're going to.
And that's like people say to me, if you can guarantee us a contract, and I'm like, I can't guarantee a contract, dude. I don't do your site inspections. I don't do, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going out to site. I can't sign the contract. I can't do any of that.
Exactly right. I say this at my events. I said, I guarantee the work. I guarantee that everything I'm teaching you works. Guarantee it, 100%. But I can't guarantee it'll work for you. Why? Because I can't guarantee you're going to do the work. Like, you need to put in the work. You need to understand how to sell, how to manage, how to X, Y, Z, but you have to put in effort. If you don't put in effort, then fuck you. Yeah, billboard in the desert. Like, you're just doing what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. And dude, most
every other moment.
Most people think they are a good salesperson.
Yeah.
Most people think, yeah, man, no, I'm very likable. And you're like, that's great. Like, you seem like a nice guy. But when I don't know who you are and I've come from the internet, I don't care if you're likable. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you'd have to really charm me for me to start thinking, oh, this guy's really likable, I'll trust him. Like, do you know what I mean? Other than that, you're some bloke from the internet or some chick from the internet.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I know I can take you to? And people don't factor that in.
Likeable isn't, I'd rather not be liked, and I'd rather be trusted than liked. Do you know what I mean? I don't need you to like me. I just need you to understand that I'm the best person to fucking build your house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I guess rapport is massive.
Rapport is
sales. I get it. That's not an issue with that. But yeah, being likable doesn't mean sales. Doesn't mean you're going to sell, because I've liked people I haven't done business with before.
Yeah.
You know, I've liked clients, and I thought that, and they've literally told, man, we want to build with you. We like you so much, blah, 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 but too expensive. Well, but hang on, you like me. Let's build.
George, do you want to use?
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.